So an employee who used to work, used to help localize Nintendo games 20 years back, Super Nintendo and 64 era. And he had a Kickstarter campaign. His name was Marcus Lindblom. He was the original guy who worked on the translation. And he had a Kickstarter campaign for a book called Earthbound Confidential that was going to detail the process of the game being made and brought over here in the U.S. And he wrote Nintendo asking for their blessing, saying, you know, is this cool? And Nintendo said, we would prefer if you don't publish it. So it's canceled. So to his credit, Mr. Lindblom doesn't have any ill will towards Nintendo because obviously they employed him, gave him his start in the business, and he did sign, when he worked for them, a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fair then.
So I guess some people are going to be pissed because obviously they want to see their Earthbound book if they're big into Earthbound. But again, I think from Nintendo's perspective, it's not that simple because if they let this guy come out with the book, they'd have a deluge of ex-employees coming out with how Super Mario World was created, how Killer Instinct was created.
Right.
And I don't think you want your company doing that because it not only sheds light on your intellectual property development, but also maybe other stuff behind the scenes that you don't want getting out. And it is the company's right to sort of keep that behind
Yeah, it's not
closed
that
doors.
cut and dry because, you know, Nintendo looks at it and they think, well, even if they thought, hey, that's a neat idea, then they're like, well, we gotta go through it and, like, you know, there's gonna be things in there that they don't want, probably things that they don't care. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think you're right. It would open the floodgates. I think what's going to upset the most people is this. It's Earthbound. People go apeshit for Earthbound. Earthbound fans also tend to feel like they've been persecuted. they have a persecution complex.
Because they kept Earthbound from being on the Wii.
So they feel like they're going to be kicked, and they've been kicked, and I do understand like that if you're a huge fan of Earthbound, yeah, it hasn't been easy. I think a lot of people are going to take this the wrong way and look at it as Nintendo once again shitting all over Earthbound fans, when I think in reality, it's just exactly what you said. It's them stemming the potential flood of copycat books about every other big name Nintendo game.
They don't want these people making money off their intellectual property over stuff that, again, they'd have to go through every single book and then white or blacklist everything that they
make
wanted.
sure there's no trade secret in there. Yeah. I mean, you know, if next year someone does come out with that Super Mario World book, well, then people can be upset and the Earthbound fans can be really angry. But I think it's just a matter of protecting what goes on behind those closed doors. You know, it's like Disney. You know, they never want you to know what's happening. They don't want you to know how the magic occurs. Yeah. I don't think Nintendo wants you to know that.
So yeah, I don't fault Nintendo for it. People are gonna be upset with them. But I don't think it's a huge deal. Sorry, Rue. You're not gonna learn how.
I mean, if you're a fan, that probably would have been a fascinating read. But I do understand why it would have been canceled.